Progress has never been made by a group of politicians in Washington. Real progress is made by average individual Americans dreaming and then doing.
This is the formula that made America great. Dream and do. We lost track of that, blinded by decades of progressive influence, telling us that we're not smart enough to make decisions on our own. Now they're telling us you can't start your own business, you have to have the government. I have news for you. Americans are sick and tired of being told what to do, what to drive, what to eat, what to drink, how much your soda can be, how big it can be, how to buy medical care, how to even practice your faith. We're sick of being told over and over and over again that we can't do things like give a hungry person on the street something to eat. I think a line has been crossed. A sleeping giant has been disturbed. Americans are awake and they are demanding a return to maximum freedom. Last year, during the Arab Spring and Occupy Wall Street protests, Levi's, a jean that I've worn my whole life, came out with a commercial that caused a lot of controversy because it seemed to glorify rioting and violence against the police. Well, people started to talk about it, and then Levi's defended the advertising and said, quote, "You've got young people showing up saying, let's galvanize the power of our collective force. Work hard to make the world a better place. And what better brand than Levi's? We're doing a lot of innovative things in our products and our stores to have them choose Levi's as the uniform of progress." Boy, I about lost my mind when I saw that. If you were watching the show at the time, you remember when I first talked about the uniform of progress. Levi's, I don't believe in boycotts. I'm not going to boycott you. I'm not going to lead a boycott. I don't really care what other people do with they're sitting on your product. Your product is on there. So I really don't care what anybody else does. Me personally, never again. I know you're celebrating, but never again will I give you $1 or a dime, or what is it now? $400 for a pair of Levi's. Thank you, but no thank you. Well, if they wanted to be the uniform of anarchy, communist, Marxist revolutionaries, whatever floats your boat, Levi's. I just know that I personally would never give you another dime, and I won't wear your product anymore. And you're not sad about it, and that's fine. But I'm not a boycott guy, and that led me to what about the people who actually like America and believe in its founding principles? These things, what I've been saying for the last few years is put your money where your heart is. You know, who can I spend my hard-earned money with that isn't against me, isn't fighting against everything I believe in? Well, that's why we started the marketplace, and that's why we've done a lot of things. But when I heard about the uniform of progress, I couldn't take it. And so we started doing some research. We went back and we looked into who originally manufactured Levi's. The company that made the first ever working man blue jean when Levi Strauss and a partner came up with the idea for a riveted pant, the little copper rivets here, that would hold up to the rigors of life in the Old West, because they had to be tough enough for the rugged lifestyle of cowboys and miners. Who made them? Well, the search led us to the Cone Mills Corporation in Greensboro, North Carolina. The company was originally started by an immigrant named Herman Kahn. He changed his name to Cone to become more American. He started bartering his dry goods in the mid-1800s, and despite the harsh economy during the Civil War, he managed to thrive. Eventually, his sons, Moses and Caesar, would expand the business into a textile manufacturing company, and they opened up shop in North Carolina. They had been producing denim fabric for Levi's since 1915. Now, this wasn't just a textile manufacturing operation. This really, truly was, at one time, a way of life. Entire towns within the town were set up by this company. Schools, churches, ball fields, hospitals, community centers, stores, everything. Thousands of workers and their families lived in these towns within a town in the 1950s when the company started selling some of the land. They were completely self-sufficient. They offered kindergarten through 9th grade schooling. They had village nurses that cared for the sick. I mean, it wasn't perfect, not even close, but the people there knew their neighbors. They looked out for one another, and they worked hard. The families and the company who lived in these mill villages can, with confidence, look around and say, yeah, I built this. Once, there were thousands of employees and multiple factories. But today, there is only one factory left and a couple of hundred employees. But the same devotion to that old school handmade American quality is still there. Now, why am I telling you this story? Because it's one thing to dream, and it's another thing to dream and then do. I am proud to say today that Cone Mills, right here in America, is going to be manufacturing the new denim for the 1791 jean. If you've ever been to our web store at 1791, this is kind of my Newman's Own brand. A lot of the money goes to charity. After the development, all of the money goes to charity. But a lot of the stuff that we have premiered today are shirts, this great shirt. These things we found the old patterns for. We went and looked at shirts that were 50 or 60 or 70 years old, and we tried to make them exactly the same. The same loom that wove the very first American blue jeans are going to be weaving now these jeans, 1791 denim. The same unique selvage denim worn by adventurous Americans seeking adventure and fortune out west will be found now in 1791 denim. I had no idea. I've learned more about jeans. I mean, I know what I like. I didn't know anything about jeans. I didn't know what selvage meant. But selvage is marked by this little red stitch here. Most jeans aren't selvage. It's apparently a big deal because it's much, much more durable. It's all in one piece. It doesn't ever unravel. And we've done everything exactly like the original American jean, all the way down to the same rivets. I mean, nobody makes the rivets anymore. They don't make them. We had to scour the country to find somebody who could actually make authentic rivets. Now they just look like rivets. We found a company in Kentucky who's designed and specially made antique copper rivets that are now authentic, how they were originally done. Each one slightly different and have their own distinct markings. Nobody's ever going to notice the attention to detail, but each one of the rivets says 1791 and Company. 1791, the year we passed the Bill of Rights. All going to be found, your freedoms and something of quality and something lasting right here. The best part is all of the jobs that go into making these. They're here in America. Levi's decided to ship all their jobs off to China. They make a few jeans here in America. They're $300 a pair. Not ours. They're not cheap, but they're not 300 bucks. And they're all made here in America. And not a lot of companies can say that anymore. More need to. The progressive uniform makers can't say that. Needless to say, it's not cheap. So when you see the price, you'll have to understand a few things. It's less than half the cost of the $300 jean that you can, have the progressive uniform of. But you're not going to have to replace these jeans for a long, long time. Jeans today that we're making don't have the pre-worn holes in them. You're going to have to put your own holes in them, just like we used to do when we were kids. And good luck with that, because I said if we're going to have to charge over $100, they better be the last pair of jeans I ever have to buy. These jeans were built for miners and cowboys. And my favorite thing can be found inside the shirts that we're making. It's right here at the tail of the shirt. It's a free worker label. It just says made by free workers. It goes right alongside made in the USA. It hasn't been easy to make these and make them in the USA. But as someone wise said, and I put right here on the label, nothing worthwhile comes easy. That's what we're all about. Free minds, free workers, doing the hard things, because why are we listening to people who say we can't do it? And that's what this election is all about. Are we going to be the innovators, Or are we going to let somebody else do it? Are we going to be explorers, or are we going to wait for the government to do it? I don't know if you saw the space jump over the weekend, but a guy rode a hot air balloon to 128,000 feet and then jumped out. He endured a free fall for 24 miles. It lasted 4 minutes. The best part, done by a private company, Red Bull, and a regular citizen. They dared to dream and then do. Future astronauts will probably wear the spacesuit this guy jumped in. Reams of really important scientific information can be used from that jump. But we did it, and we have to continue. We have to dream. We have to dream and then move forward. That's what we have something planned in the next 18 months. Can we show the door? Can you open up the door, Eileen? Behind this big black soundproof door is another door, a door to the American Dream Labs. We're going to be opening this door for you very soon. Behind this door, all the things that people say you can't do, all the things that they say that can't be done. A lot of amazing ideas. There will be a lot of amazing failures as well, and a lot of amazing experiences will come from behind that door. And you will see them in the coming months on this program and on this network. And I will introduce you to some of the people and what they're doing shortly. But right now, I just really wanted to tell you about one of our side businesses, a good one. And Tim, employee number 1, and his little dream lab called 1791. 1791.com. It's more than just t-shirts now. It's open for business, limited quality and made to order. This first shipment will go out in time for Christmas. Order now. The run selvage denim is in short supply here in America, but with your help, I have a feeling we'll change that and maybe add some new jobs back to those empty factories. Go online and check them out at 1791.com. If they're not right for you, do me a favor and spread the word, will you? I made it easy. I couldn't afford Clint Eastwood, but maybe soon Clint will cut this commercial for me. But we made a commercial so you could spread it to your friends and help us spread the word. Watch.